So let's look at some of the challenges of computing depth from defocus. One, it's extremely hard to discriminate a scene where basically there is smooth information or there is blur information, specifically defocus blur. And of course, once we figure out if there is defocus blur, it's hard to actually undo it. So here basically again is example. How do we know this is out of focus? Again, by looking at it, we can kind of see it's blurry. And how do we know what kind of blur it is? Remember when we talked about cameras, blurry images can be caused by a variety of reasons. This could have been a blur because the camera shook. How do we know it's actually a blur? Because of it's out of focus or the focus plane is in front or behind it. Another part of it is how to get rid of blur. Well, there's a vast amount of literature in image processing. So if somebody gave you an image like this, you can actually run an algorithm, specifically the Lucy-Richardson algorithm, which again has been known since 1972-74, which would actually deconvolve this image to be able to generate a sharper or attempt to create a sharper image. But of course, if you notice here, there is an artifact called ringing. You kind of see different types of things across the 5 and the 4. This is an artifact that would come in because we're trying to take this information and use that to sharpen an image. And after certain kinds of sharpening effects, you'll actually get artifacts like this. Part of the reason is, again, if you have an original image that's blurry like this, you really can't completely generate something out of nothing. There's no information, you can't create it. One of the mantras always I use in computational photography is, what you see is all you get. That basically reduces the space of what you can do with an image if you actually have a bad image. There are other ways you can try to perfect it, and we'll actually talk about those types of things too.